Hi y'all, Joni here with Tune In Yaya, bringing you a new moon reading today. Our new moon is in Scorpio, and this is a great sign to look at seeds you want to plant for yourself. Inner work, shadow work, selfish work is what to look at here. And when I say selfish, I don't mean selfish to the extent of whenever you are doing something and it actually hurts somebody else. Being selfish, taking all of the food from the grocery store and leaving no food for someone else, is the negative connotation of the word selfish that we have grown to know. But self-care and being selfish, putting yourself first at times, asking for the things you know you deserve in life, being able to go for those things without feeling bad about it is the selfish that we are talking about right now. Many of us may have had to push down certain desires in our lives because we were putting other people first. And maybe sometimes that didn't benefit anybody, truthfully, even the person that we were putting first, right? So this is a time to look at some of those dark things that may have been hidden. Maybe that full moon helped to shed some light on some things that you were letting go, so you can make space for this time for you and what you can put into motion for yourself, the seeds that you can plant for you. The foundation for this spread that I'm doing today. This is my new moon spread, the seeds to plant. The Three of Swords is a card that often represents sorrow, heartbreak. It can be a tough one to go through. It can represent painful separations. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be that bad. So think about, you might already be going through something where you feel that sorrow, or where you recognize a painful separation from something you found out that you need to let go of, whether this is a habit that you have been holding for space for yourself that you know you want to get rid of, and maybe it's not so easy to get rid of it. Maybe it feels hard. Maybe it doesn't feel like it's the right thing to do at times. Maybe it's a person and it's hard to put space between you and them. Take that all into consideration, as this is the foundation for our spread today. We are going to see what the seeds are next. Now, the seeds are going to be the Knight of Cups. I love that this is the seeds to plant here, because this is a card that's all about vulnerability and trust and believing. This is the Don Juan of the deck. I usually describe the Knight of Cups as the Don Juan of the deck. He is young and believes in love and sees love in so many things. Sometimes can be a little immature to that extent, and sometimes a little too quick to move on to something else shiny and bright. So be mindful of that. This is the seed, or these are the seeds that we're planting, but to be able to find the harvest that we're seeking, we do have to put in the work. So the Knight of Cups doesn't always put in the work that's needed, but definitely has that initial energy. So plant those seeds with that initial energy of something that makes you feel good, something that inspires you. And then the fertilizer that comes up for you is judgment, decisions. The decisions that we make, the choices that we have, the way that we start to enact them, all of these facilitate the seeds to grow, gives them the nourishment that they need, right? So affirmations are huge for people that want to start something new. Being able to do something a little tiny bit every day towards the goal that you have in mind is something that is important. Practicing believing, practicing acting on it, and things like that, right? So now we have two cards that represent the conscious growth that you'll gain from this new moon cycle with these seeds that you plant. The first one is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is always a great card because it represents celebration. It represents being able to get out there, to be social, to be with friends, to have harmony, to feel good in life. And so that's always a plus, right? And then the next card, the final card for the conscious growth of this new moon cycle, is Lovers. The Lovers card, being able to recognize that sometimes we have to disconnect ourselves from things that we used to love, right? So remember that Knight of Cups that came up earlier. Sometimes something is shiny and bright and it attracts us, and then we realize it's not good for us. So sometimes that's what we recognize, and that is the conscious growth that you're meant to have during this new moon cycle. Maybe you've been putting energy into something that felt right in the beginning, and maybe it's starting not to feel right. Maybe you're recognizing that it's not for you. Unconscious growth for this new moon cycle. Let's see. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is coming up for you here, and so this is, again, an unconscious growth. So Ace of Cups usually represents love and new beginnings and filling your cup up, right? Notice that there's already a lot of emotional cards here in this spread that I'm doing for you. When the Ace of Cups comes up reversed, I like to tell people it generally represents there's some misalignment. There might be some blocked emotions, some repressed things that are going on that may be coloring your current perspectives in life, your current endeavors, the way that you act on the things that you feel good about. And so being able to have this come out for you subconsciously, remember, then this is going to facilitate you moving forward more concretely in your future. So take that into consideration towards the things that you want to create, the new beginnings, right? And then the final card for you here, the Two of Wands. Subconsciously, again, as well, this is a card that represents plans, being able to see a plan and put it into motion and going through the process, going through it all. I hope that that facilitates you today. This is the new moon in Scorpio, and thank you for joining. Have a great day. Namaste.